My name is Samantha Jenkins, and this is my husband, Wyatt Jenkins.
I'm Palace Fair, and this is my wife, Cheney.
I'm Penny Meek.
My name's Chad.
I'm Alan Schrepferman.
And I'm Vicki Schrepferman.
Jolanda Jones.
Jada Hardy.
JC Cantrell.
Anna Meisenholder.
Giovanna Smith.
I'm Keegan Hayes, and this is my wife, Alyssa Hayes, and we attended the School of Discipleship Rooted class.
My expectations of joining the School of Discipleship. I expected the basics, and I know the basics already. That is not what it was. It was the basics, but a deep dive in the basics and a deep dive into myself.
The first meeting ever, we got there at 6, and we got out of there right at 7. And as the weeks went on, we stayed later and later because we were sharing more and more, and that was awesome. It's very rocky at first. It's very scary, it's intimidating. If you surrender that fear to God, you're gonna open up and you're gonna find so many things that you didn't know about yourself that only God really can provide for you.
So for the facilitator side, going into the Rooted group, I really expected this group to be a little bit more rigid, structured as far as you got to hit this point and this point and this point. And not that there wasn't a framework there, but man, we got to dive deep with our group and really got to just go into specific topics that guys were struggling with or trying to deal with, really teaching guys to lead from a position, just being comfortable with whatever's coming at them and be able to share that. And that was huge.
Some of the ladies had been in church for a while, but they had been doubtful about a lot of things, and they were able to express those doubts. We had ladies that had never just sat in a group and talked, So we cried, we laughed, because it was just real. It was just a bonding time for us.
I believe my favorite part of the experience was being around like-minded women and also them pouring into me and giving me that wisdom, that knowledge I need to further on into my walk with Christ. And having that really, it helped me blossom. It helped me become more confident in the things that I was doing in leadership positions and also in my own personal life.
Going into it knowing that I did have some things that I needed forgiveness for and wasn't trying to be judged, and really opening up to these people and then being acceptant of my testimony and being supportive after the testimony really helped grow the relationship between us and our facilitators.
Giving my testimony and getting that stuff off my chest to other people and to saying my story and things that I struggled with that were in the dark that I brought to light, I thought was really good for me in my faith and stuff to get it out, and to hopefully, if there was other people in the group that struggled with what I struggled with or whatever, I thought it was really good for me and to hopefully help somebody else.
You think you feel the spirit in church every time we come to Vibrant, but just being in a small group setting, the community that it gave us, we felt the spirit even stronger. Sometimes within our life, it's pretty chaotic with 3 kids. Yeah. It felt good to come to just a quiet little spot in the church and just all be together and know that nothing's gonna leave that room.
So the girls group was the best week for me. It was amazing because it felt like we were just a community.
In week 6, we came back together, and it was like everybody was just more on fire. We just loved each other, and it was I know, especially after last week, that I can talk to y'all, I can lean on y'all.
We shared our stories with each other, and the sharing of our stories created a closeness and a empathy and a prayer heart for one another.
Well, it was wonderful to just see the growth that occurred from the beginning of the class to the ending of it. To realize, like the curriculum reminded us, that God is writing a story in every person's life, and it is a powerful story, and we get to learn it as we grow.
It's just so powerful when you know that you have a struggle of something and you're not in it alone.
It's easy to make excuses for things that you feel like you should be doing. It's easy to say, well, I can't do that because we don't have time to do that, and I can't do this. You have time for anything you make time for, and I think making time for this was, like I said, one of the best decisions we made as a family.
You get out what you put in. So if anybody is discouraged and say, well, I don't know if I have the time, or that's a lot of commitment,
like you said, you're gonna be different after night one. I mean, truly.
Yeah.
So I think, put in the work, put your heart in the right place, and it's all worth it in the end.
Yep, I agree.